I just never know how to start and I never know how to finish, so I'm just gonna dive right in. Ready, set, go. You probably have this perfect idea of what your life is supposed to look like. The foods that you're gonna be eating, the places that you're gonna go, the friends that you're gonna have that you're gonna treat like family, and everything else in between, right? And maybe because your life isn't like that now, this picture perfect movie that you're used to seeing on the screen, you think it's better to wait for that day to come to start calling your life amazing. One day you'll have these amazing friends. One day you'll travel. One day you'll do this and one day you'll do that. One day, not today. Because more often than not, today looks the same as yesterday or the day before. You're waking up early at a time you don't want to go to a job that you don't really care about, to then walk the dog, to go do groceries, to eat the same meals day in, day out. It's always the same thing. But what if it doesn't have to be like that? What if every single day was a cinematic masterpiece where you were the star of that movie? Granted, maybe not every single day, we can't really get there, but you can come close. Some of life's most precious moments are in the mundane. You just need to take a moment to notice them. Hi, how are you? I hope you're doing well. So, I came to this realization recently, and I've been having a couple of those lately, where I find myself in this constant state of waiting for my life to start. And I realize that I'm so busy waiting for that day to come that I don't see that I'm already living my life. And maybe you're the same way. I'm so busy romanticizing the life that I want for myself that I'm not romanticizing the life that I'm living now, which is sad because this one is equally as amazing. In an effort to combat this feeling that my life is plain, boring, and predictable, I wanted to share with you some of the things that I've been doing to find the joy and comfort in the everyday and romanticize the life that I'm living now. I don't know if you've noticed, but I am sick. I'm very congested, so I do apologize if I sound very weird. Please make peace with this and just bear with me. I don't know how I'll be, but just bear with me. Thank you. And don't bring it up. Okay. Now, just so that we can be on the same page, I wanted to touch a little bit about what it means to romanticize your life. At least, what is the way that I interpret it to be. This concept is not at all new, and you've most likely heard of it before, but it's important to be reminded every once in a while, even though it's something you know to be true. There's a lot of things I can say, but it all stems from this one concept of being the main character of your own movie. To be the main character is to be 100% unapologetically yourself. It means that you are so focused on yourself and your own life that you do not have the time or energy to be concerned about others who are trying to bring you down. And this doesn't mean to be arrogant or self-centered, that you disregard the people closest in your life, but rather that you pursue activities that align with your passions and your goals, whatever that might be for you. So if that's what it means to be the main character, how do I become one? It starts with challenging yourself. Chances are that the way that you're living your life, there is something in your control that you want to see changed. And if you're making strides to change it, that's great. That's what we want to see. But if you're not, then the first step in being the main character of your own story, and in turn romanticizing your life, is to figure out a goal that you want to achieve and making a plan of attack. My camera died, and I don't remember where it was. Think about a story that you love to read or watch. The reason that made that story so compelling is because you see the main character confront a force that opposes what they fundamentally want. And you have to watch them undergo a change to ultimately reach that goal, yes, but come out of that experience an entirely different person compared to when they started. And it's no different with you. The process of going from wanting something to actually achieving it is what is so rewarding, not just to watch, but to also undergo. So whether it's losing weight or starting a business or going from 0 to 1,000 subscribers, find your challenge and make today the first chapter of your story. Okay, we're good. We all got the challenge. Perfect. So let's move on to one of the hurdles that we might come into. I feel like I have too many metaphors going on right now, so I'm just gonna stick to a series. I like that we're dealing with like a movie or like a visual medium, so we're gonna stick with that. Be the character of your story, be the character of your movie. Or a TV show, spin-off series, whatever you want to call it. I only know this concept to exist in anime, although I'm sure you probably see it in other types of media. If you're not into anime, don't worry, don't click off. Please don't leave. We're not going to get into it. I'm just going to say what is relevant, okay? Okay. So for the uninitiated, filler episodes are essentially episodes in a serialized story that are completely detached from the main plot. They don't really alter the relationship between characters and ultimately are there to basically fill up space. Hence the name filler. To give a quick example off the top of my head, if you were watching an anime about the main character trying to become the greatest fighter in the whole world, and you are on an episode where he asks his significant other on a date, and his number one rival just turns out to be the waiter for them at the restaurant, that's most likely going to be a filler episode because it has nothing to do with the main plot. Oftentimes, what filler episodes lack in canonical relevancy, they make up for in entertainment. Oftentimes, it depends on who you ask. I don't know. I stopped watching filler episodes. My point is that if you're living your life in such a way where you have a goal, then there are times of the day where you are striving to achieve that goal and inch closer to finally saying, I did the thing, right? Those are your main episodes. But sometimes you need to deviate off the main path and have a little side story, a B story, if you will, that doesn't necessarily add to the main plot, but can be just as enjoyable to watch. This might just be watching an episode of your favorite TV show, calling a friend, or even going on a walk. It does not get you closer to your goal, but it makes the journey just a little bit more enjoyable. Ultimately, what I'm trying to get at is a mindset shift. When you combine purpose-driven days with rest and relaxation, you can create a life where progress and peace can coexist. And I feel like that's what's important, to have that balance. You can't have one more than the other. Because if you're constantly go, you're never feeling as though this means anything. What is the point of doing all of this work when it doesn't yield me anything that I want? And if you're constantly relaxing, if you're constantly in the state of zen and fulfilling what it is that you want to do in the moment, constantly binging, watching TV, constantly hanging out with your friends, and you don't work towards anything, you ask yourself, what am I doing? Like, what's going on? I think that any good story has just as many on days as it does off days, and you have to find that perfect blend that goes right for you. Maybe capture that progress with the YouTube channel? Maybe? Question mark? I don't know. I'm only half serious. I don't think you need to make one at all, but I think it would be very nice. Create something that you want the world to see. And what I mean by that is to document your day-to-day life. Not necessarily like this, not necessarily YouTube and Instagram and TikTok and all that other stuff. I mean where you can have a creative outlet to document your journey and have it be something that means something to you. One thing that I've been doing for the longest is taking random 5-second clips of what I'm doing at the moment. And there's something that is so cool about having that moment just for me. There is nothing particularly special or interesting about that, but there is this inclination that I have to record the moment that I am in now, rather than the moment that I just had and the moment that I am about to have. And when I have this compilation of moments that are unique to me over the course of days or weeks, sometimes even months, there is something that I see that is profoundly beautiful, and it makes me so happy to have been alive. It's so cringe, but it's true. It's so true. You should give it a try. And tying it back to the main character energy, it'd be really interesting for you to document these moments, these random moments that you're not expecting to document, and coming back to it weeks or months later and see where you were at that point in time. You know what I'm trying to say? You don't need to be at an event or an aesthetically pleasing location to want to capture a moment. The fact that you're living in it should already be enough. Conversely, and at the risk of contradicting myself a little bit, I wanted to go ahead and point out the fact that you can also learn when to put the camera down. Don't be so focused on capturing the moment that you forget to actually experience it. Yeah, anyways, that's about it for me, but what about you? What do you think? Do you think there's something to be said about having the little moments of your life matter? Is there something that I said that you're thinking about trying out? What were some of your most recent filler episodes and how were they like? I would love to know and have a dialogue with you. As always, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for spending this time with me. I really do appreciate it. I hope you have a great rest of your day wherever you are, and I will see you on the next one. Okay? Okay. Bye-bye.